a message here on the telephone, 'cause we've no idea when we're coming home. Any place we wander to, any season we go through, I'll be fine as long as I'm with you. Heaven knows, running around the world with you.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dave. How are you doing?
Well, I'm so busy that I'm actually the clone of David Gale.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell just by the way you speak. It's clearer. Your diction is better. You're not in the studio today, and we can just jump right into why real quick because it's cool.
Because you know why? Because I'm at an amusement park.
It does look like an amusement park. It's loud. It's pretty good. It looks like it's a very loud amusement park.
I just got that was the roller coaster, so
it's pretty good.
Oh man. But the real David Gale, he is at the Silver Willow Lodge.
Okay, and where is that?
So the Silver Willow Lodge is in Nanton. Let's just take a look here at what we got. So we got like a shotgun microphone. We got some lighting there. We got I don't know if you can see it because of the lighting. There's cameras. There's like 3 cameras set up.
Okay.
All over the place here. So we are doing what's called the Stories of Nanton.
Okay.
So the Stories of Nanton is all about. Let me just make an adjustment here for everybody.
So you're not there like as I thought you moved in. I'm sorry. I was under the impression you were living there. You know when you go to an amusement park ride and they have like you have to be this tall to get on the ride.
That's better.
There's a beard measurer when you go in the door and they're like, oh, you've hit the right number of centimeters you're in. So what is this project about? That sounds cool.
So we're trying to gather the history on video of the seniors in town who remember Nanton. By the way, is my audio better now?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good. So the Stories of Nanton, which is, of course, the past. You know, I was talking to Ross Atkins today. We were recording him. He was born in 1931.
Wow.
And so, you know, nearly 100 years of and remembering. He was also a mayor of Nanton. So,
wow.
You know, the stories of how their families, generations of their families came over here. He had like amazing stories of their family and his grandmother on the Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
oh, that's cool.
You know, with their wagon and sleeping underneath the wagon. And he said, you know, they always had this perception that the covered wagon was where they slept because it was a covered wagon.
Yeah.
But that was carrying all their food and their items. So they had no room in there to sleep. They had to sleep underneath the wagon because at that time it was dangerous out there, right? So, you know, a lot of people that was trying to pillage their stuff. And so they would try to, you know, as they pushed the wagon down the trail, they would constantly try to water the wheels and make sure that they didn't squeak and make noise because they didn't want to attract attention, couldn't build fires, had to sleep in bushes so that they weren't found. You know, just like crazy stories about these people coming to Nanton. Not that long ago.
Like really, when you think about it, it's a 2 generation thing, right? I mean, you've got this individual, this gentleman who's in his 90s. He's talking about his mother or grandmother. I mean, you're going back well into the 1800s. That's incredible to have. That. What a great project.
So we just want to make sure we capture that before we no longer can.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring Lorri in a second here because it's interesting because she's the perfect balance to this because you are talking about the past and recording the past, which is super important. Lorri from Your Dollar Store with More can tell the future. And I'm just going to bring her in here real quick. It's not a lot of people know it, Lorri. So thanks for joining us. Although you knew you were going to be on the show before I did because of your future telling ability.
Absolutely.
So thank you. And we're going to talk a little bit about the past and the future. The reason you can tell the future is because there's an event coming up in September that all the kids love, back to school. And somehow the dollar store knows it's coming and they're prepared with things for the kids. They've got all of your school supplies you're going to need. They've
We're
got a really
always
great program.
prepared.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so, can you imagine, Lori? Now, imagine we were doing this 100 and some years ago under covered wagons. How difficult would back to school be back then? One room schoolhouse. Oh, are you frozen?
We did. I think she's getting to some better internet
We
right
were
now.
blurping a little there.
Oh yeah. Did you hear the question,
you were
Lori?
cutting out a little bit there, so I just moved back inside. I'm sorry.
Okay. Did you hear the question?
I was
You
asking
were
about
no,
back to
you
school.
were blurping in and out there.
Oh,
so.
was I? Just thinking
Blurping.
back to school like 100 or so
Good.
years ago. Imagine that, like trying to get ready to go back to the one room schoolhouse. You didn't have your dollar store with more around back then. You had to go and probably make your own supplies out of
No,
trees and stuff. You had to press your own paper.
absolutely. You get the trees and the knife, and you start making your own and chopping them down. And
We've come a long way. So let's just talk about. So if what grades are you kind of appealing to with back to school? Is it sort of like 1 through 12, or are you finding that there's? I mean, everyone needs paper and pens and
we
binders.
do cater to all grades, really. So we have a little bit of everything for everyone. If the high school students we find use more of just the binders and the papers and pens and stuff like that. So we do have a whole bunch of that in stock. And
Oh, and it's right there.
yeah, we just got a great big order yesterday as well to replenish our school supplies because we did do the backpack program with the cadets this year as well. So we helped them out on that and got them set and
Awesome.
replenished for everybody else to come and grab what they need.
So the thing that's cool is you look into a crystal ball. That's how you know to put in the big order because this
Absolutely.
event's coming. So what is the backpack program then through the Cadets? What's that about?
The backpack program helps out families who have lower incomes and need a little extra help and just need the supplies for their kids to get back to school.
Oh, okay.
I do know that they had a cutoff date and stuff for the program, so that they are aware as well of what they would need to get to make sure that all the kids have everything they need before school starts.
Okay, that makes
So-
sense. It's a great program. Do you know if the cutoff date has passed or is it still something?
I'm not 100% sure, but I do think it has. But in a case
Okay.
like that, you could always reach out just to find out an answer, yes or no, from them as well. They might have extra staff, or they might be able to gather up some more real fast too, if need be. But I'm
Gotcha.
not 100% sure about their date.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. They can probably folks can look into that. So this is great. So really like what do I need to order on Amazon? Nothing. I don't need to go to the
Probably
city.
nothing.
Yeah.
Unless you want super fancy stuff, then I wouldn't be ordering anything. I'd just stop in and see what you can get locally. And
Yep. Always a good idea. Because here's the thing: 10 months from now, it's going in the bonfire, right?
exactly.
The math homework is usually first, followed by science. I'm not. If any teachers are watching, I apologize. I don't know if that's really the case, but awesome. You can come in and get what you need, and not only that, but how often do kids run out of stuff like halfway? Like you get to December and you're like, I have no more loose leaf paper, and I only have the primary colors left in my pencil crayon box. You can come back in and get replenished. We've been there many times. How about like just regular calculators and stuff? I don't know, with big buttons or magnifying glasses. Do you guys have any of those?
We do have magnifying glasses as well in case you need some.
Oh, look at that. And
Yeah,
calculators.
and the calculators.
And
are there.
calculators.
You know what? It's funny. Like years ago, I remember seeing the magnifying glasses, and I'm like, what are you sleuthing? Now I'm getting it more. Now I'm understanding why those are handy more than back in the day. Well, this is awesome. And so you've also got. And I was in yesterday. We were talking. You've also got a sale going on, not back to school related, but can you just talk about the sale?
We have a spring and summer sale going on right now for 75% off everything. So that would be all your gardening stuff, all your pots, your starter kits for growing next season, your garden seeds, barbecue stuff, a lot of the kids' summer toys like hula hoops and water balloons, water guns, bubbles, and chalk. There's a lot of stuff still left, but well,
Yeah.
it's dwindling. So I do suggest getting in fast if there was something in here that you wanted, just to see if it's still available.
So, Lori, I have a question about all these
Sure.
great things that you have there. If somebody were to recently, I don't know, get married or something like that, is there a lot of stuff that you find that you can get from the dollar store that would help? I think the water guns and the water balloons would be cool, but is there anything else that you could suggest that you could pick up from the dollar store that might enhance somebody's wedding who might have just gotten married?
Well, I would think that there are definitely some things in the store, like some fun bubbles.
Oh yeah, oh
You
yeah.
see the bubbles there?
Oh,
Or
okay.
am I going the
It's
wrong way? There's
yeah,
some fun.
that's okay. So like bubbles, like blowing the bubbles in the air for
Absolutely.
like if somebody who was recently married was walking down the aisle and everybody blew bubbles for them,
Yeah, yeah,
something like that.
that would have been fun, I'm sure. Yeah,
That would,
Why-
I think
absolutely.
that would be a great idea, actually.
Yeah,
Why are
it
we
looks.
talking about weddings?
I bet it would look great in the photos too.
Yeah,
Is it even,
probably.
do
Yeah.
people even get married in the summer? What are you talking about? I had to go put the dog inside. People don't get married in the summer, do they?
So he took your last name, hey?
He sure did.
That's very cool, actually. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Why was that decision made?
Well, I always said I was going to be a Rondo for the rest of my life, and
Oh,
I
yeah?
wasn't kidding.
Okay, so
He decided to take it too.
That's cool.
that's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah,
We had quite the fun evening that night, hey?
it was a great
Um,
evening. We had a great DJ too.
Did you?
Yeah,
This whole interview is just turning into one big self promotion, isn't it?
I think we're doing great.
Yeah, I think we are too. Hey, I got another question. Let's get back on track here. Congratulations with your wedding, by the way.
Thank you.
So getting back on track, do you have, and not seriously getting back on track, but just kind of getting back on track. Do you guys have the proper dictionaries there, the proper slang dictionaries for the alpha generation? So for instance, let's see, eight, ATE. What do you know eight to be? In the alpha generation, it's used to describe something impressive or outstanding. An example, that presentation you gave on dinosaurs totally ate. You know so much.
What? How is that?
Yeah, I'm still learning some of them.
So I'm just wondering, I think when we talked about back to school, we talk about back to school, you need to have some of those dictionaries to understand the new generation's terms and
Eight.
yeah,
What
the
does that even
words and
mean?
their
Yeah.
so
I
yeah.
agree. Somebody should come out with one of those.
Yeah. What's another one here? So basic
LOL.
bop. What's bop? Oh, bop, a catchy and enjoyable song. I mean, that's
All right. That's
yeah.
fair enough.
Okay. How about bussin'? Bussin', used to describe food that is exceptionally delicious or flavorful. These cookies my grandma made are bussin'.
Okay,
can't
so
get
I'm
enough
going
of
to
it.
use this
No.
tonight. This is perfect. It's good to know. We're going to Roy's place tonight. It's their last service. They're doing prime rib. We got tickets to
man.
that. That is going to definitely come up in front of my kids. They're going to hate it. That's good to know. That's funny. Like, honestly, I remember my parents saying, like, I'm sure we had stuff back in the day, and they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And it's all new now. All that old stuff is gone. There's brand new words that have come in that have replaced other words to mean random things. So I think, yeah, if we could put a dictionary together, Dave, kind of like the mini directory, but for slang, for parents, so
That's
we can
right.
stay
Exactly.
like up to date. That would be awesome. Hold on a minute, Dave. Were you a DJ at Lori's wedding? Is that?
What?
Yes,
Is
he
that-
was.
And I don't know how this happened, Lori, but somehow during this interview, we've also taken your last name. I'm not sure what
Perfect.
happened, but it just everyone's taking your last name today. We'll give
I'm
it back.
I'm hyphenated.
Awesome.
I'm hyphenated. Your last name is going to live on forever.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. My family will be happy about that.
With every purchase of school supplies, you get a last name.
Get
Lori's last name.
Rondo is the last name.
You get to
Every
hyphen.
purchase.
It comes with a hyphen, and then you can do whatever, however you want it. You can replace it or hyphenate it. It's totally up to you, but it's going on your driver's license if you go and buy.
You
school
know,
supplies.
you know that one more thing about your wedding. This is one kind of disappointment I had because I know so many people in Claresholm now. I put the invitation out to everybody to come to your wedding and enjoy the dance, and none of them ended up showing up. I told them all to crash your wedding, and they didn't come. It was like they were like, no, I think I'll respect her wedding and not just show up. But I was like, no, it's open invitation. Everybody come.
Nice.
Well, maybe they were just afraid of either Bridezilla or Groomzilla.
Maybe they know something about you I don't.
That is possible. That is possible. That's funny.
No, I didn't do that.
No. Well, Lorri, listen, we really appreciate you coming on and giving us the lowdown on school supplies and the big sale you're having. I know you got customers and you know I know you're walking around. You're giving us a really nice tour of the store.
Trying.
But I also know you're trying to run the shop as well. And so your school supplies may not last this particular order. It's going to be a popular run on school supplies, I think, this week. Everything's getting back and going. So come on in. Now, you're also one of our sponsors. Your Dollar Store with More is one of our sponsors on the show. So we should mention that. So thank you for being a sponsor. We're going to talk quickly about the other two sponsors because they're connected and they also can maybe help in the back to school hunt for things. So first of all, if you go over to Claresholm Pharmacy, they've got all of your vitamins because you're going to need some vitamin D and some vitamin C. Like, just trust me, and hand sanitizer. It's back to school, especially with young kids. So you can go get loaded up on your vitamins. They've got a small grocery section. Did you know, Lorri, they have Cudlow meats now, and you can get dairy over there, just right around the corner from you, which is pretty. It's almost like it's owned by the same guy.
Well,
Wait
it
a
might
minute.
be.
We'll have Paul on the show sometime. I've threatened to have him on the show, but I haven't actually followed through. So you can go and you can walk right over to Claresholm Pharmacy and get what you need. And then, of course, Janet's Fashions on the corner, 50th and Highway 2. Back to school clothes are huge, especially as the kids get older, right? They want cool stuff. Go and check out Janet's because they've got an awesome selection of clothes and footwear, and they've probably got fall stuff coming in now. And winter's not that far away, so go and poke your head in there and see what they got.
We just did a fun night the other night with the staff over at Janet's Fashion, did some shopping. The
Nice.
store was closed. It was just kind of like a team building and a fun night for all of us. And
That's cool.
And we also had some of the summer students and the younger ladies that are working at the stores.
Yeah.
They were over there too, and they all found clothes too, and so did one of the young guys that works there too. So they are bringing in clothes for all ages and trying to bring in a little bit more choices for our community. So
which is great. That's really awesome. Nice.
And they have some great sales on right now too.
Do they? Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. I know I bought winter boots there. I've talked about these stupid boots for like 2 years. I bought the best pair of winter boots I've ever owned at Janet's Fashions. So there, I'm going to wait until the snow flies before I break them out, but there you go. So that's awesome, Lorri. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. So go and check out your Dollar Store with More for all your back to school stuff. Start there and then work your way around the corner. And you're going to get absolutely everything you need. And there's no need to go into the city where it's busy and it's trafficked and it's like it's hot. Hey, Keith is here. He said, hi, kids. Hey, Keith.
I was going to point that out because you were talking about going and having the prime rib dinner. You getting tickets for that.
Yeah.
So.
We've got tickets for that. So I think they're sold out, but it's the last night. It's going to be big. He's doing prime rib, and then it officially changes hands at midnight. And Roy's is still open. There's new owners. We're going to talk about that maybe next week once everything gets rolling. But it's exciting for everyone. So.
And now Keith might actually have time to come on the show. Finally.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I've been waiting for how many years have you been doing this?
Just over 2 years. Yeah. Just since I bought those winter boots at Janet's Fashions, we've been talking about it. Maybe he'll have time because he's so busy. The life is nuts. And so, maybe he'll jump on the show and join us. I hope he's hearing this and thinking, maybe I will. I will. Anyway, awesome. Okay. Lorri, appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Have a good rest of your day.
Nice seeing you again, Lorri.
You too.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
There we go. You got a little
What's this?
Promotion.
What is this? Keith say I'm not socially acceptable enough?
I don't know about that.
Have
you seen the show?
That. No.
Have you paid any attention to what we've been doing?
This guy's like a celebrity in Claresholm. I want to have celebrities in our show.
I know, right?
So come on, Keith.
So we're gonna transition here just to some events coming up. It's there's a season to back to school also comes with registrations and all of that. So we're going to talk about that coming up in a second. We also just should mention real quick. We haven't been on for a couple of weeks, been super busy. Fair Days was awesome. the last show we had was pre-Fair Days. A lot of people said, I've heard people, like, I had someone come up to me and they said, I've been here since the 90s. This was the best year. They've gone to Fair Days. And
that's incredible.
Huge shout out to Megan McClung, who I think is on a beach somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. I think
she should be.
She should be. She's relaxing. She was phenomenal. Parade was awesome. They had a different staging area this year too, and that because of construction, and it went really well. And it always amazes me how quickly people can pivot. It's like because for years it was in the same spot, and so it had to move a bit. And but no, that went really, really well. Good old candy parade. I actually got some candy.
Really?
Yeah. There's a kid wasn't looking. I just grabbed his bag. No, I was collecting. If I got candy, and no one throws when you're over a certain age. When no one throws candy to you anymore, it's at you. It's very different.
It's at you.
It feels different. It looks different. And so if I was able to collect candy, whatever bounced off my giant head and landed, I donated it back.
That's funny because this is a true story for the Nanton Parade. I was in the back of the truck, broadcasting and playing music and stuff. And we had magnets for the hub radio station. And I was throwing them like frisbees out to people. Yep. And there's this one spot where I threw one. And it just happened to do this like whoop, 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 and hit this probably 78-year-old woman in the head. That was so bad. Nice. Everybody, her family kind of got a little kick out of it. They kind of laughed a little bit, but I was like, I hid myself really quickly. I ducked down in the back of the truck.
As you would, right? That's pretty funny. Nice. It's good. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't hit any elderly women in the head with a magnet.
No, that is me right there. I think that's sums me up.
Yeah. Direct marketing. You're just sitting there enjoying yourself, and you get hit with a logo in the face. That's perfect. There's a few other things to talk about here. Yeah, we got comments.
We got a comment here, just really quickly.
Yeah,
I think because I think this is ironic. Uncle Cranky says it's been loads of fun. Love it.
Uncle Cranky is a band.
Cranky says that. Yeah,
local band. They're never happy. They sounded great at Fair Days too. They played a couple times, and they're awesome. They're an awesome band. They were playing at the Show and Shine. And they're great. They love going to see those guys. And nice that they're not cranky today because of our show, which is great.
And Keith chimed in again. We're making them laugh. That's good. Yeah, I'm going to have some time at Halloween to aim at adults.
Yeah, he's talking candy. So his son, lovely guy, shows up at my door he has for the last few Halloweens and just hucks candy at me and leaves.
That sounds like a cool tradition to start.
It's hugely awesome.
Yeah.
That's why I love Halloween. This year we've got something kind of cool happening we'll talk about in a second too. I don't know if you heard, Dave, but I know Claresholm, you're not here all the time and things happen and sometimes they slide under the radar. But Claresholm is getting a junior A hockey team called the Thunder. Did you know that? I think you did.
I did know that, yes.
You might have heard of that. And so this is going on right now. So the Thunder, this is the NJHL Billet Families Needed. They're searching for billet homes for junior A hockey players. So you can reach out if you're interested, and I believe it's like end of September to about Marchish, depends on playoffs. But if you go on the Claresholm community page, you can find this. Jen Mackin is organizing this. She's doing an awesome job. There's a phone number there at the bottom if you're interested. So definitely something to take a look at if you're willing and able to take on a junior A player in your home this year. Also coming up in Grantham. This is nuts. This is the 62nd annual local amateur rodeo happening tomorrow. The rodeo's at 3:00. They've got a horse show happening starting at 8:30. If you go on Facebook, you'll be able to find all of this information and the breakdown of what's happening. So big rodeo weekend happening in Staveley. Did I say Grantham earlier? I might have. Staveley, pardon me.
Yeah, actually, I think you did say Grantham.
I think I did. We've got a recording of it. And hey, right in the middle of there, it sticks right out. Barbecue beef on a bun, $10, 2 p.m., which sounds awesome. In keeping with things coming up, we've got an audition call happening for the Holiday Jukebox. Such Drama is putting on a production coming up in December, and auditions are not far away, September 6th and September the 8th. And there's a book now. There's a number there you can call or text to book your spot. Also registrations for Fighting Lotus, Muay Thai and kickboxing. Fall semester begins September 4th. We've got sound effects on this one. Punch, kick, elbow, block, knee. Pretty awesome. We have never had a poster with sound effects.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you had something like a Batman sound effects all lined up.
No. I'm just going to make them.
Just make them by saying the words.
By saying the words.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
It's the laziest way to do it. Kids class is 5 to 11 years, and then teen and adult 12 years and up. She's got 2 different times, 6 to 7 p.m. and then Monday and Wednesday 7 to 8 p.m. for the older ones. It's an awesome program. I've gone and checked it out, and I nearly got beat up by somebody. I had the the big body pad thing on, and you can really lay into someone, not hurt them, but you really feel the force of it. Anyway, it's a great thing to get involved with, the Muay Thai kickboxing. It's awesome. It's in town. A couple other things. So the skating club, they have their season starting. I believe they're still looking for an instructor. They do have a coach happening. I think they're doing more of a fun skate approach this season. But if you go to the Claresholm Skating Club Facebook page, you'll see this. If you are looking for a position as an instructor through CanSkate, the entire thing is there. It's all explained. I won't read it all out loud. But they're an awesome program. So get connected with them if you're able to help or maybe direct someone their way. And then finally, if you go, of course, to the Claresholm Local Press, their website, you can get a breakdown of everything going on, the weekly events, and then things by day. Tomorrow, this is really cool. The Claresholm Historic Homes Tour. Open the doors to history, which kind of works into what you're doing, Dave. That's happening from 1 to 4. And so you get to have a look in some historic buildings and homes within Claresholm. And then August 25th and 26th, I'm kind of feeling like if we auditioned for this, I know exactly who we would play. Shrek, the musical auditions presented by Windmill, happening at 2 p.m. at the Highwood Center. And again on August 26th up on High River. And then the 27th, we've got bingo. And then on August 30th, we've got downtown market, games, and movie at Amundsen Park. I'm always going to get it wrong. Just for a moment, it's going to take you 3 seconds, Dave. You and I go into audition for Shrek the musical. Who are you reading for, and who am I reading for?
Well, I'm sure they'd probably want me for the handsome prince, whatever his name is. But I probably would enjoy being Shrek, and you could be my sidekick donkey. So
I couldn't imagine it any other way.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. But we want to give everyone else a chance here to audition before you roll in with your.
Well, that's a bit of a segue into what's going on tomorrow night, right? So, because the Cat Awards are happening.
Cat Awards tomorrow night in Calgary.
And after I've been nominated for a Cat Award, and possibly could win and accept, I will thank you as well, Alec, with my acceptance speech. But I'm sure that after that, that's why they would be knocking, and probably not even knocking, banging down my door to have me, audition for the Prince and Shrek. But I have to say, I'm sorry.
It feels like the Prince would be.
Yeah.
Right up.
Tracy's here. Oh, now I feel silly.
Now you feel silly?
Yeah, now I feel silly. Good luck.
Now you feel silly?
Thanks. In all honesty, I mean, obviously, that's all in jest. In all honesty, just the fact that I was nominated for this award is really the happiest moment for me. The winning the award, whether it's me or any of my, whether it's Tracy's also in the same category. Sam is also in the same category. So if they won it, I'd be ecstatic for them, obviously. And the more important one was just the nomination for me. Winning it, I think actually it wouldn't mean as much as the nomination itself, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's always good to be like this.
Just the fact that people recognized it, like that made me very, very happy and very proud.
Yeah.
Whether I win it or not, let's just have a damn good time tomorrow night.
Yeah. No, that's great, Dave.
Yeah.
Hey, what would you ever cut your beard or shave your beard for a role?
That's a good question. I don't know if I could answer that right now because that takes a lot of self-reflection.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll leave it with you.
I'm gonna have to dig deep on that one.
Or just audition for things that require a beard.
Yeah.
So you're in Nanton. You're shooting this event, this project right now. can we just talk about what else we've got going on in Nanton this coming weekend?
We've got a pro rodeo. I believe it's the first pro rodeo Nanton has ever had.
Wow.
So yeah, it's the Schlosser. I want to make sure I get it right here.
Yeah.
Schlosser Pro Rodeo, and what's the Clark Schlosser? There we go. Clark Schlosser Memorial Pro Rodeo is what it is. So that one we've got happening, and I've actually got some rodeo folk who are going to be on the show tomorrow, and they are going to be talking about it. And I'm going to try to go and grab some video at some point today because the rodeo's on today. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And so here's a dumb question. So pro rodeo, there's money involved versus an amateur rodeo. Is that the difference?
Well, so I'm not a rodeo guy,
right?
So these are the questions I'm going to be asking my rodeo people tomorrow.
Okay.
But I think that we can safely assume that the caliber of performers is going to be, or what do they call them? Contestants, the riders. Yeah. So they are going to be much higher caliber. And I would imagine there's probably going to be some money involved with the pro rodeo. So that's just an assumption.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like because I don't know what I'm sure somebody listening could tell us. They'd be like, no. This is how it works. So this is the first pro rodeo in Nanton, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And where is it taking place? Where's the actual event?
So it's going to be at the Ag Society rodeo grounds. And if you don't know where that is, heading north on the northbound highway, and then 533 heading east toward the golf course. Okay. That's right in between there. You'll find the rodeo grounds, and that's where the pro rodeo is going to be.
Nice. That's awesome. Very cool. And then lastly, can we just touch on we talked about the junior A hockey team coming to Claresholm, but there's a bit more information about that obviously you know all about it. I was just kidding that you wouldn't know. So like if you want to watch one of these games but you can't make it, or you're maybe not in Claresholm, or maybe it's snowing one night and you're like, what do you do? How do you watch these things?
If you go to there, and because you're kind of putting me on the spot here to talk about this, I wish I had the actual website in front of me.
That's okay.
But we'll promote the website later.
Yeah.
You can go to the website for the league, and you go to the team, the Thunder, the junior A team, and they are going to have a live stream on their website, and they're going to be able to enjoy the sounds of you and me doing the play-by-play.
Shrek and Donkey.
That's
doing
right,
the games.
Shrek and Donkey. So.
And they're live streaming them all. So you and I were sat in on a meeting a week or so ago. It was kind of exciting, wasn't it? Like I got there and was like, ooh, this is feels like a real, like I didn't expect to feel like it felt like real, if that makes sense. There was a lot of people and it felt quite organized. And I went, oh, this is going to be kind of a big deal. Yeah. This is going to be awesome.
There was definitely something tangible in the air at that meeting. People very excited about what's about to come. And I think what I really liked, and I'd like to see it for Nanton as well, is more that collaboration and partnership between minor hockey and then the junior A team, right?
Yeah.
So that's, and I see that happening there. I think that was kind of the point of that meeting is bringing all those groups together to see how we can all work together and collaborate to make it the best we possibly can make it.
Yep. I think that was exactly it. So it's the season starts here soonish, like about a month or so.
Yeah.
Sort of end of September, early October. And I believe there's going to be 21 home games here in Claresholm, and then they'll be on the road for the other 21. And the league stretches from like the pass down in the south area all the way to Edmonton, perhaps beyond.
Yeah, don't ask me that. I'm still learning the league. We're just getting into this.
Let's not. We're gonna be spreading misinformation. We don't want that.
Yeah. So
but it's a junior A team, and it is really, really exciting that it's going to be happening, and it's cool. Like the players are full time too.
That's something I really found interesting is the players are full time. Like you had up there, they need billet families to help them out, places to stay. This is a league that has a lot of potential and players that have been making it to high levels of hockey, professional levels of hockey. So you've got a very high caliber of hockey coming to Claresholm, and that's very exciting.
And it'll be the kind of thing where you can say, "Oh, I saw that player when not long,
Yeah.
before." This
That's
is how
right.
it happens. You come to junior A games and you get to know the players, and then those guys that can break out, you can say, "Well, I saw them in my hometown," which is
Yeah, exactly.
kind of awesome.
And I think that one of the biggest challenges for us between now and when the season starts is going to be who the heck do they have on the team? We need to learn names.
Yeah,
we need to put names and numbers together so that we're calling it right.
Time for the flash. You know what? Here's what we
The
should do.
flashcards. That's right.
If you want to make your own flashcards, you know where you go? Your dollar store is more, and you go and get all the supplies you need. I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. I got a good friend of mine works for the CFL, and he calls the Blue Bombers games. And I asked him, we had dinner one night, and I said, how do you, what is your system? And he showed me his cheat sheet, and it's crazy how much info he can pack into this. But he's got his own system, so he can quickly pull. But those guys that do it professionally, it's pretty neat. It's admirable how much they can, how much they can memorize. And
yeah, it's pretty crazy what they can pull up. Like before something even happens. They know if this person does this, they will break a record for this.
Yes.
And they just have it on the top of their head, and just in case that should happen during the game.
Well, what's so funny is we were talking about how CFL games rarely end in a tie. And, very rarely. And the other interesting thing was when they do the coin toss, I think they do a coin toss at the end of regulation if it's tied.
Yeah.
He said overwhelmingly the team that chooses to go first wins.
Mm-hmm.
And what should happen in the very next day, the game, it's a tie. There's a coin toss. Winnipeg chooses to go first and loses the game. It was exactly, and it was all of these stats. And Derek said to me, I want to talk about this on the air, but I got to wait for a moment. We don't get ties very often.
Yeah.
Sure enough, the very next night there's a tie. And exactly what he said, the team that goes first, 80% of the time wins. Because when you get the coin toss, you want to know what you've got to do, right? You want to go second. You want to push pressure on the other team. Doesn't work.
Yeah, that's right.
Stats are wild. Anyway, we're going to be talking stats, I'm sure, during hockey.
Well, we will be. Can I bring up a stat here?
Yeah.
I know we only have a couple minutes here, but I was watching. Are you a baseball fan at all?
Not as much as you. You are a big baseball fan, but I like
stats. So I watched the highlights of the game yesterday. Blue Jays taking on the Angels. And Ernie Clement is a Toronto Blue Jay player, plays third base or shortstop. And he was up to bat, and he hit a ball, I think it was a fastball, that was up by his eyes, and he hit it out for a home run.
Good grief.
So how you get your arms up that high to get your bat squared up to the ball that's going that fast to be able to angle it so that it can hit it out of the park, a major league park.
Yeah.
They were talking about that going, that is crazy. And I thought, wouldn't that be funny if they had some sort of stats on that? Well, then right after that, they pull up the stats.
Of course.
He's the fourth person who hit a fastball out of the park for a home run this year above 4 feet, it would have been, I guess, 5 feet 5 inches or something like that. Above 5 feet. And they got all these stats. I'm like, what? You got those kind of stats?
There's a stat and everything for baseball, though, isn't there? It's really
that's the thing about baseball is there's a stat for everything.
Absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I know. I love it. Awesome. Well, we are, we can wind down. I know it's a bit of a shorter show today, but you've got stuff going on. And you got to get back to it. And so, for those of you that we will see at Roy's tonight for the last prime rib that Keith is doing, I haven't eaten for 3 days. I'm so excited. And actually, real quick shout out to Roy's Place, because they hosted Such Drama a couple of days ago when we did our viewing party for Whispers of the Manor. They allowed us to come in. They brought in pizza from Casa Roma, which was awesome, and they provided drinks and seats for everyone. And very, very generous of them to do that. So big thanks to them.
Yeah, I guess I should apologize to everybody for not being able to make that.
That's okay.
I wanted to see it, but
we'll have a private showing for you in your house. We'll just come over with everything. We'll just bring it over. Yeah, we'll project it on your wall.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll let you go. Dave, have an awesome rest of your day today shooting a pretty important project. And for those of you around tomorrow, Good Morning Net Live, 10:30 to 11:30.
Yeah.
or as long as Dave wants to keep the show going, there might be a lot of material.
That's right.
Go check out the rodeos. Have a good time back to school shopping, folks, and we'll see you back here same time, same place next week. As we always say, stay safe and have a great weekend.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.